Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is going to be the same as yesterday because we had a lot of technical difficulties, but I'm hoping everyone today is on par and is ready to start. Who's ready today? Okay, yay. Trevolin says he's ready. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we are going to be doing language structures and conventions, working on concord once again. So if you missed the lesson yesterday, we were working on concord and it was unfortunately cut short, but no worries. We are going to do best today and we are going to complete this lesson. Right. Like I've told you guys before, I'm Miss Pearl Langa. I'm going to be teaching you English grade 10. And today we are going to be doing a topic called concord. Concord is what we refer to as the subject and verb agreement. So this basically means that our subject agrees with our verb. And if you look at the picture there, our subject is shaking the verb's hand. I'll tell you how that works in a few minutes. Let's quickly recap on Tuesday's lesson. On Tuesday, we learned that a dialogue is a record of a conversation between two people. We do not use quotation marks when writing the record of a dialogue. The format of a dialogue is similar to that of an interview, and always plan before writing your dialogue. I'm sure we all remember this because we all went through this lesson very extensively. A quick shout out once again to Sandra and Shawnee Sani for sending me their dialogues. Trevolin mentioned yesterday that he also sent me his dialogue. I think maybe there was something wrong with the email address there, so I haven't received it as yet. But thank you so much, Trevolin, for sending me your dialogue as well. Shout out to you. So at the end of today's lesson, you will understand subject and verb agreement. You will know plural and singular subjects always agree with the verb. You will know how to match the correct subject with the correct verb. You will know how to be aware of concord errors in language. So the big question here is, what is concord? So concord is the agreement of the subject and the verb. So if our subject and verb agrees, they marry each other. That's what we refer to as concord. Remember, I just quickly want you guys to recap on what a subject and what a verb is. And here we have a subject is who the sentence or statement is about, and the verb is the action that the subject performs. Who still remembers what a subject is and what a verb is? I'm sure we all do, right? So for example, if we have the sentence Bob jumps on the bed, who would our subject be in that sentence? Bob. Yes, Tyrese, our subject is Bob. And what would the verb be if our sentence is Bob jumps on the bed? Jumps. Well done, Tyrese. You're on a roll. Yes. Jumps. Yes, can you see that? So now we're going to look at an example that I have prepared for you guys to point out exactly what a subject and a verb is. And I see all of your answers coming through. Thank you so much. Yes, we all know what a subject and a verb is. Right. So in this sentence, we have the children decided to jump on the bed. Who can tell me what the subject is in the sentence? The children. Well done, Sandy. Well done, Lionhearts. Well done, Kanyisile. The subject in the sentence is the children. And what is our verb in the sentence? Jumps. Well done, Sandy. You on a roll. Yes, it's jumps. Thank you. Lionheart, everyone. Children jumps. Yes, Trevolin, you're right. Our verb is jumps. So there, children is subject, verb is jumps. And like I explained before, concord is when the subject agrees with the verb. And in this sentence, they agree, right? It makes sense. Right, let's quickly go back. What is concord exactly? You know that in a sentence, you sometimes need to use the word was. So she was playing in the garden. Sometimes were. They were playing in the garden. Sometimes is. She is playing in the garden. And sometimes are. They are playing in the garden. So with concord, we use a lot of was words, were sentences, is, and are. The subject in the sentence must always agree with its verb in number. What this means is if the subject is singular, then the verb must be singular. If the subject is plural, then the verb must be plural. I know this might sound a bit confusing for you because you're like, what is she saying? Let's look at some examples and you'll know exactly what I'm saying. You'll also understand exactly what I'm getting at. Here's our example. We have an Instagram post by X Language X. X Language X has posted a doggy and he says, my dog growl when he is angry. Hashtag dog, hashtag SVA. Is that caption correct? Does that make sense? It's wrong. That's why we're not going to like this Instagram post, okay? We're going to give it a broken heart because X Language X, you are wrong. Right. So it must be growls. You're right. Let's look at the correct answer. The example we're given in the Instagram post, terrible example. My dog growl when he is angry. Are you okay? No, it's not my dog growl when he is angry. It's my dog growls when he is hungry. Right. Okay. Let's look at the examples here. Remember we spoke about singular and we spoke about plural. So if we have one dog, the correct way of using the concord rule would be as follows. The dog growls when he is hungry. And for plural, if we have many dogs, the dogs growl when they are angry. Does it make sense? Are we all on par so far? Yes, Lionheart, you're right. You can say growl if there's more dogs, if there are more dogs, right? But remember the word dog will then become plural. Becomes very tricky, but it makes sense. Zimkita raised a hand. Yes, Zimkita, do you have a question? Zimkita, you raised your hand. Was it a mistake? Okay, I think it was a mistake. Let's move on to our next Instagram post. Right, let's see what X Language X is posting this time. The post is a beautiful butterfly, and the caption is, the butterfly which is perched on the flowers are not that colorful. Does that make sense? I think something's wrong there. Broken heart. I'm not happy with this. It's wrong, Trevolin. You're right. Lionheart, it's wrong. Let's look at what the correct answer would be. Okay, it's a butterfly which is perched on the flowers is not colorful. Using the word are instead of is would be incorrect because we are talking about one butterfly. Let's take note quickly. It says, don't get confused by the words that come in between the subject and verb. They do not affect their agreements. They are called appositives. Okay, so the appositives in this example is the butterfly, which is perched on the flowers, is not that colorful. Who can tell me, what if we had more than one butterfly? What would our verb be? You're right, Lionheart. If we had more than one butterfly, our verb would be the word are. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Monica. We are all on par. Yes, Dr. Carl R. Johnson and Tyrese are. Our next example is the dog who is chewing on my jeans. Remember, the blue highlighted words are called appositives and they do not disturb the concord rule. So it's one dog who is always chewing on my jeans is usually very good. If we had more dogs, we can all guess what the verb would be. Yes, you're all right. Musa Karabo. It's ah. Thank you so much. You guys are on par today. I'm so happy. Let's move on to the next slide. Another Instagram post. Let's see what X language is posting now. Wow, the colors of the rainbow is beautiful. I think there's something wrong there. What would the correct answer be? The colors of the rainbow is beautiful? Ah, yes, Lionheart. The colors of the rainbow are beautiful. Hashtag nature, hashtag SVA. I think Language X needs some lessons from us as a class because we get it, Language X doesn't get it. Okay, take notes. Prepositional phrases between the subject and the verb do not affect the agreement. What are prepositional phrases? The prepositional phrase is of the rainbow. So the colors of the rainbow are beautiful. Let me see what you guys have to say in our chat. Yes, we have more than one color. It's not the color of the rainbow is beautiful. It's the colors of the rainbow are beautiful. Well done, Lionheart. This broken heart thing is so funny to you, Oli. It's funny to me too. I mean, if someone posts something that is not correct, an error of concord, the heart will be broken. I'm not liking it. Right. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, this time X Language has posted a cute little doggy and a cat. It's so funny that a dog and a cat can get along. I'm finding it hilarious. Let's look at the caption. It says, cute. The cat and the dog is kind to each other. What's wrong with this post? Let me go back quickly. Let's go back to our doggy post. What's wrong with it? Why is the verb is not correct? I just want to know what you guys think. It's are because we have two animals in that post. It's not one, it's two. Okay, so that's why broken hearts again. I wonder if we will come across a post that is actually correct. Here, take notes. If two subjects are joined by and, they typically require a plural verb form. So are is a verb. If you didn't know, now you know. Example, the cow and the pig are jumping over the moon. The cat and the dog are friendly to each other. Are we all on par? Yes, Lionheart, they are too. Tyrese, now you know. Are is a verb, as well as is. Right. Here's another one. Delicious. That looks so good. Nice one, X Language. The caption is, peanut butter and jelly is my favorite sandwich. I think there's something wrong. Do you think there's something wrong with the sentence? I think there's something wrong. No, there's nothing wrong. Who can tell me why there's nothing wrong and why this post got a heart? Who can tell me why there's nothing wrong? Concord, They are using the correct verb. Why are they using the correct? Because it's one sandwich and why, Monica? It's one sandwich and Peanut agrees with is. What if I told you that peanut butter and jelly are a family, so they always go together, and peanut butter and jelly are regarded as one thing? So the verb is singular if the two subjects are separated by and refer to the same thing or the same person. Right, so peanut butter and jelly are married. They always go together. That's why the verb is singular. Now you get it. You're right, it's one sandwich. Good. Peanut butter and jelly are a family. That's why it's one verb. Right, let's look at the examples they have here. Peanut butter and jelly, one family, is my favorite sandwich. My sister and best friend was always there for me, right? Sister and best friend, if you have a sister and your sister is also your best friend, right? That's one person. So it gets a singular verb. Yes, Lionheart, it's because they are combined together. Peanut butter and jelly are married. They are one thing. Tyrese is asking if the verb isn't were. No. Sister and best friend, by that sentence, they mean that she means that her sister is also her best friend. So that's why it's was. I know Dr. Carl R. Johnson, it doesn't sound right, but sister and best friend is one person. So for example, if you had a brother and your brother was also your best friend, you would say my brother and best friend is always there for me or was always there for me. I know, Lionheart, it's confusing, but just think of it as one. If your brother is also your best friend, that's one person. Thank you, Viwe. I'm happy someone gets it. Sandy gets it as well. Thumbs up to everyone who gets it. Yay. Yes, it's one person, Karabo. That's why. Okay, let's move on. So peanut butter and jelly, like I mentioned, it refers to one person or the same thing. Sister and best friend, one person. Any other questions based on this one? I know this one is tricky. Yes, Lionheart, the sister is also the best friend. Cool, Zimi. Zimkita, got it. Sandy has no questions, so we can move on. This was a tricky Concord rule. Here's another Instagram post, one of my favorite movies, The Beauty and the Beast. So, Beauty and the Beast are my favorite movie. Is this correct? It is. Why is it is? Who can tell me why it is? Trevole, can you tell me why it is? It is instead of are. It's one movie, Monica. Yes, Beauty and the Beast is one movie, so it can't be are. It is. We're talking about a specific movie. Which brings us to, okay, let's first give this a broken heart and move on because we do not have time for badly captured Instagram posts. Titles of books, movies, novel, etc. are treated as a singular and take a singular verb, right? So Beauty and the Beast is one movie. It takes a singular, okay, verb. And that's why Beauty and the Beast is my favorite movie. Got it? Yes, it's not two separate movies, Tyrese. It's one movie. Hello, Nelly. Thanks for joining us. Right. Jessica raised the hand. Jessica, do you have a question? Or is it a mistake? Okay, I think it was a mistake. Let's move on. Right, so we are going to try this together. We've looked at a lot of Instagram posts, right? And I just want us to take a breather for like a few minutes. It's going to take us a little bit of time to complete this task, but I know we're all going to work well together. So I'm going to give you a minute. Get a pen and paper, and we'll do this activity together. Who's ready to do this activity with me? If you don't want to work on a pen or paper, you can work on your phone, whatever. It's going to be a quick activity, right? Get a pen and paper. I am going to count you down from 20, right? And we'll do an activity together. So I'm going to start counting now. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is everyone ready? Can we start? Joey's ready. Gamchelo's ready. Sandy's ready. Tyrese is ready. Dr. Carl R. Johnson is ready. Shoni Sani is ready. Yes, we are all ready for the task. It's going to be easy. Zimkita's ready. Jessica's ready. Yes. Trevor and Monica. I can see we all ready. IG handle is ready. We're all ready. I'm also ready. Let's start with our task. Right, so it says, choose the correct form of the verb that agrees with the subject. And I'm going to ask quickly, guys, that you don't share the answers in the chat, okay? Write down your answers on a piece of paper. Are we together? So you write down your answers on a piece of paper as neatly as you can, because I would like you guys to send me your responses at the end of the lesson. I am going to give you guys about 2 minutes to write down only the verb that agrees with the subject. So let's do the first one together. Annie and her brothers are at school. So the correct verb there that I would write down is are at school. So the only thing you write down is either is or are, or the option you're given in brackets on a piece of paper. And this should take you about 2 minutes. I'm counting. Let's go. If you're ready, you'll just text ready in the chats. This shouldn't take you long. If I get more than 10 readies, we're going to move on to the answers. So look at it carefully. Remember what I taught you. Remember those Instagram posts and how wrong they were. Okay, JC is ready. Yay! Someone got it. I am going to count. If I get 10 dones or readies, I'm moving on to the answers. So write down as quick as you can. Jessica is done. Well done, Jessica. Musa's done. Shoni Sani is done. Tyrese is done. Kyla is done. Sandy is done. Joey done. Nelly done. Kanyisile done. Kabelo done. Lionheart done. Karabo done. Yes, that's more than 10 people. So I am going to start viewing the answers. Okay, I'm not going to view the answers all at once. I am going to just give you a little bit of some sneak peeks. Okay, so for question number 1, the answer is are. Mark it correct if you have are. So Annie and her brothers are at school. If you have are, mark it right. Number 2, either my mother or my father is coming to the meeting. Remember, for question 2, we say is because One of them is coming to the meeting. Not both of them are coming, one. Number 3, the dog or the cats are outside. That one is tricky. Why? Because we have one dog and many cats. Either my shoes or your coat is always on the floor. So it's never the shoes and coats on the floor all the time. One of them is on the floor. George and Tamara don't want to see the movie. Not doesn't, don't. Benito doesn't know the answer. One of my sisters is going on a trip to France. And the last one, the man with all the birds lives on my street. Who got all 8 of them correct? Sandy, well done. Jessica, yes, you got them correct, girl. Slay. Trevolin, 6 out of 8 isn't bad. Dr. Carl, 6 out of 8 isn't bad. Nelly, well done. JJJC, well done. Well done. Got 3 wrong. Tyrese, not so bad. Jessica, 8. Musa got all of them right. Monica, 7 out of 8. That's still good. Zimkita, 7. Bue, 5. Gabelo, 8. A lot of people got more than 50% for this task. So I want you guys to have a 1-second victory dance and then get back to the lesson. Well done, everyone. Yes, Tariq, well done. Tyrese, sorry. Right. We have another task because I'm going to give you a second chance to prove yourself. Are you ready? Are you ready for the next one? Say yes if you are ready. Awesome. Similar to the previous one, choose the correct form of the verb that agrees with the subject. Let's do the first one together. The movie, including all the previews, takes about 2 hours to watch. So you pick one verb from the brackets and you write it down on your piece of paper. Make sure you number it neatly so that you can send me pictures via email after this task so I can see who did the work beautifully. I'm going to give you another 1-2 minutes to complete this task, right? Then we're going to do corrections. Let's go. If you are done, you raise your hand or you tell me you're done or you say yes or you say ready so that I know. The first 10 people to say yes or ready or raise their hands, we're doing corrections. So finish as quickly as you can. It gets tricky, trust me. It gets really tricky, but just look carefully so that you don't make any mistakes. I think it's 4BDUL. I am going to share my email address with you guys so you know exactly where to send it at the end of this lesson. So don't worry about that as yet. It's really tricky. Okay, Tyrese is done. Jessica done, Karabo done, Zimkita done, Nelly done. Well done, guys. Let's wait for your friends. Just want to see if your friends are coming along like you guys are, but we all doing great today. So well done. Okay, Shoni Sani is done. Joey is done. A few more people and we're doing corrections. Viewer is done. Dr. R is done. Trevolin is done. Are we all ready for corrections, or should I give you more time? Don't be scared to say more time if you need more time. Kanye's done. Monica's done. 1JL7 is done. Lion Heart is done. Right. Let's do corrections. Okay. Sandy has been done long ago. Yay, Sandy. Okay, number 1. The movie, including all the previews, takes about 2 hours to watch. Number 2. The players, as well as the captain, want to win. Number 3. Either answer is acceptable. Number 4. Every one of those books is fiction. Number 5. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Number 6. Is the news on at 5 or 6? Who found number 6 tricky? I did too, Tyrese. When I was doing this, I found it very tricky, and I couldn't believe that for number 6, the verb is would be correct. But for number 6, it is the news on at 5 or 6. Number 7, mathematics is John's favorite subject, while civics is Andrea's favorite subject. Zimkita says, usually we say are. Yes, we usually say are. Are the news on at 5 or 6? Okay, let's quickly go back to number 6. Don't look at 7. Let's look at 6. We usually say are, but remember that the news is one program. The news is one program. Does it make sense, Zimkita? Right, let's move on to 7. Mathematics is John's favorite subject, while civics is Andrea's favorite subject. And the last one is $8 is the price of a movie these days. Right, $8 is about 100 Rand. 120 rands. Right. Who got all of them correct? Sandy got 7 out of 8. JJJC 7 out of 8. Trevolin 7 out of 8. Viwe Magita 5 out of 8. Can you see less 6? That's very good. Joey 7 out of 8. Dr. Carl 7. Musa 7. Shonisani 6. Lionheart 7. Karabo, well done. You got 8. Jessica, wow, well done. Gabelo 5. I'm glad everyone got more than 50%, which means we are all more than ready to tackle Concord in our English lessons when we get back to school, right? Concord is something that people take very lightly, but Concord helps us understand language better. And you can always hear when there's something wrong with a sentence, right? So what I want you guys to do, if you can, is to take a picture of your answers marked, right? Or type out your answers in a Word document, or type out your answers via email, and email all your answers to me at langa.pearl@gmail.com. That's langa.pearl@gmail.com. Karabo Sibotoma, you said you don't understand. What don't you understand so I can quickly help you before I go? Garabo, you said you don't understand. Let me help you. Thank you, Lionheart. No, don't leave yet, guys. Don't leave yet. You must tune in again tomorrow. We will be looking at writing and presenting a diary entry. You don't want to miss this. Again, at 1 o'clock, tell all your friends to tune in and join us. Okay? And for more information, you can go to www.africateamgeeks.co.za, or you can email me once again at langa.pearl@gmail.com. You can follow us on social media at African Teen Geeks on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Pearlings, or add me on Facebook. My Facebook handle is Pearling Langa. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Yes, Sandy, tomorrow's a holiday. We'll do it on Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye, guys. Thank you, Shonisani. Thank you, Truvol. And thank you, Lionheart. Therese, submit your work so I can give you a shout out. Okay. Bye, guys.